Hello Zaniacs, welcome back to Zaniac TV. I'm your host Zane, and today we're going over week 16 routes, which are Tyrannical, Inspiring, Necrotic, and Prideful. If anyone has any questions, I do stream live on Twitch 4 days a week. I also offer Mythic Plus analytics and coaching through Patreon. This is the 16th video. This is the 8th time. We all know this by now. It's Tyrannical week. Tyrannical week means the bosses are much harder than the trash. You'll be able to fly through the trash like it's no problem, and the bosses will take more time. Just do mechanics on the bosses, and you'll be good. For this video, I'm going to do a little bit backwards. I'm going to talk about the level 7 affixs before I talk about the level 4 affixs. Necrotic. How Necrotic works is every time you get melee hit, you will receive a stacking debuff that gives you 2% reduced healing for every stack and has a damage over time effect. At 50 stacks, you're pretty much dead because you receive 100% reduced healing plus that really bad, nasty debuff, damage over time. So you don't want to get them that high. I decided for this run I tried to start resetting them at 10 because I have to kite the mobs anyway, and that's the best way to do it. You're going to want to kite the mobs away from you so that way you don't get hit. On bosses it's a little bit harder because they're constantly hitting you, but I didn't seem to have a problem because due to mechanics, I ended up being able to reset the stacks. For those of you who are Kyrian, this is very important. Vial of Serenity removes all stacks of Necrotic. Be sure to always have some on stock, and it is very good to get this trait right here. Focusing Mantra from Pelagos. It reduces the cooldown of your Vial of Serenity by 1 second for every time you kill an enemy. However, make sure you leave combat because the cooldown does not start until after you leave combat. Okay, let's circle back to the level 4 affix, Inspiring. What Inspiring does is a random trash pack mob will receive a buff that inspires all of the mobs around him. You cannot CC any of those mobs around them. Now, this is the reason why I wanted to talk about Necrotic first, because I did say you needed to kite, but you can't exactly kite. So the strategy here is one of two things. You either kill the inspired mob first. Monks, nothing a little touch of death can't fix, am I right? Or you can CC that mob and pull the rest of them. The biggest thing with this affix, since it aligns with Necrotic, is it's going to prevent you from being able to drop your stacks. And what if a non-healer is inspired? You're going to have to get that down quickly in order to be able to crowd control the healer. So where does Prideful come in with all of this? Well, that's the best part. Nothing. These affixes do not affect Prideful at all. Prideful will not give you stacks of Necrotic, and it cannot be inspired. Just line up your dungeon runs so that way you get Prideful for the bosses, and you are set. Alright, let's start off with the other side. So this is pretty much straightforward. The same route as usual. Pull this together, come around this way, pull this. Come down this way, you'll get your Prideful here, come back this way, and this is the only mob that I'm actually worried about with Inspired is here, because this mob is Inspired, and these two are going to blow up. So you have two options, kill these two real quick, or kill this one real quick, or kill them all real quick. But more often than not, if you CC this one, these two will still go off, because you can't stun them or anything while they're there, while this is there, even if it's crowd controlled. So this is the only pack that I'm actually really worried about. Right, so then you come back this way, right, come around this way. Just, you know, the typical route that I always do every week with the other side. Come back this way, right, and then just sporadically here you're going to get different inspired mobs. Just make sure you get it down, and of course, these packs here, there's going to be lots of Necrotic stacks. And then, as usual, the bosses are on Tyrannicals. Just make sure you do mechanics, and you should be fine. Halls of Atonement. If you have a Venthyr, I go ahead and do a Bloodlust here. Cut across this way. Grab these. Of course, watch out for Necrotic. Get these down here. You're going to get a Prideful here. And make sure you pull all of them. Come back this way. Here, pull all of them. Drop down. You're going to see some inspired mobs throughout. You'll be fine. Since they're such smaller pulls. Cut across this way, and then you'll have inspired for the boss. Do not lust. Save for the second boss. The only difference between Venthyr and no Venthyr is you only pull one of these. If you have no Venthyr, you only pull one. If you have Venthyr, you go ahead and pull two. And you do Bloodlust on this boss. This is going to be the hardest boss on Tyrannical in this dungeon. It is incredibly complicated. Make sure everybody gets the adds. Plus all of the stacks of Necrotic. Not going to be very helpful. Alright, so two of these are inspired. Then I pull this group back into here. And you, of course, have the Sanctuary and then the last boss. And that's Halls of Atonement. Mist of Trina Scithe, same thing. Just gotta go through the pathing here. Just take care of these guys. Just remember, Inspiring will not let you kite them. Right, you want to stealth past this. If you have a Warlock Portal, Shroud, Mind Suits, Paralysis, and Ring of Peace, and Prisoner Sap, you will be able to go across this. Or Stealth Pots if you have none of the above. You'll get your Prideful here. And this boss is deceptively difficult on Tyrannical. Careful of that. Alright, so of course, as usual, the maze. I can't tell you what your maze is going to be. Just watch out for the random inspiring mobs. And of course, the stacks of Necrotic will not allow you to be able... Oh, I'm sorry, that's not correct. The inspiring will not allow you to reset your stacks of Necrotic, so make sure you push them back. Alright, so this boss is also deceptively difficult because of all of the randomness and the AoE damage and the constant. Just keep an eye out on that. At least the stacks of Necrotic are more manageable on Mistcaller. Alright, so if you get to 57 or 65%, two options, right? If you have 65%, you can go ahead and stealth pots, all the way to this pack and pull it. If you get to 57, you just skip this pack. You'll have Prideful for the boss at 80%, and then just backtrack the rest of the way. Alright, in Plaguefall, I do the exact same thing. Some of these will randomly have some inspiring in them. So just to recap, go across this way. Alright, pull all of this here. You'll get a Prideful here. Pull this mess, right? You're cutting it anyway. So they don't move as fast. You'll be able to kite them slowly. Pull one padding Plague Borer. Just one. Only one. Come back this way, skip the boss, pull these, come back this way, and you'll get your 40% for the boss. Cut across this way, grab these. If somebody accidentally pulls this tentacle, you want to start off with this pack, follow the blue arrows. If you do not pull this tentacle, do the orange arrows. 1, 2, 3. Alright, moving right along. There's a couple of inspirings here you have to worry about. And then gets, this boss is going to be a little bit longer than usual. Prideful will come after killing 2 enemies here. So just keep a heads up on that. And then, of course, down here, just destroy them down. Don't get hit with Necrotic too hard. And then the last boss, biggest thing is the tentacles here. On Tyrannical, it just takes longer. So... Plaguefall's pretty decent run. Sanguine Depths. Alright, so Sanguine Depths, you will need a stealth pot. Go ahead and pull both of these together if you have a Venthyr. Use the Anima Cage. You're going to see a random inspired here. Cut across this way. These are completely skirtable, so just walk past them. You'll have random inspireds in here. And then you'll have Prideful for the boss, Prideful and Lust. Pull both of these. There's going to be a inspired in here. Grab this. Then here, you're going to want to use stealth pots. Shroud is not long enough. You're going to want to use a stealth pot all the way across this way. Right? Now, if somebody breaks this, I'm going to show you a second route to take. But the goal is to skip past this as best as you can. Alright, then you're going to get your Prideful here. You're going to pull this pack. These two, cut back across this way, go around. Then you'll have Prideful for the boss. Make sure you get 69 to 72% before dropping down. Anything over 72% will require a skip. Anything less than 69%, you're going to be short on percent. Alright, so then if you look at the broken skip, right? Broken skip as in somebody breaks it. You still want to pick up these 3 because you have to. You just don't go this way. And you only pull 1 pack over here if the skip breaks. Alright, so let's go to the regular route. You're going to drop down. This one right here is inspired. Cut across this way. The gauntlet is going to be a little messy with Necrotic, but you can't drop combat to get rid of them, so hopefully you'll be able to reset your stacks when you can. Go across this way. Not as many are inspired here as you might think. You get to the end here, you're going to get your last Prideful, and then you're going to do the boss. Spires of Ascension, due to inspiring, I am not going to be pulling the Goliath with this big pack. I will still pull them all together. Alright, then I'll pull this separately, or at least after the inspires down. Go ahead and grab this. Be extra careful here, because you will not be able to interrupt the Goliath. You will not be able to interrupt the Vanguard. I'm not the Vanguard, the Mender. So here you're going to want to CC the inspired. Pull them back. You are going to get a Prideful before the last one dies. Do the boss with Prideful. Cut across this way. Get these. It's a little bit of an annoying pack, but you're going to want it anyway because you're going to want to get Prideful later, and I'll show you why. Cut across this way. There is going to be an inspired here, but pull them all together anyway because you don't want to waste a Prideful on this one enemy. So you pull this, all of them together. You're going to get your Prideful. Cut across this way. You'll have Prideful for this pack and part of this pack. Cut across this way. Grab your spear. Do this. You're going to get your Prideful again. Now, if you have a really good group, pull all these together and use the spear. If not, then pull them separately. Alright, and then here you're going to want to make sure you get that inspiring CC'd. You will have Prideful for the boss. Continue on, skip this. You can just walk by it. Get these two, not this. These two, pull them over here. Right here. Stand right here. Do not interrupt this. You'll be out of range of the slam. Get these two down. Then this. Stealth pot across. And then the rest is pretty much straightforward. Alright, and then Necrotic Wake is going to be the same route. Go ahead and grab these together. Cut across this way. Careful of necrotic stacks. You're going to get Prideful here. Do not pull this pat. If you pull this pat, then percentage is going to be off. Alright, grab the boss. You have all of this to kite the boss around. It is tyrannical. There's going to be a spear here you're going to want to use onto the boss, and a hammer you're going to want to use on the boss. That's why I pulled this guy. So you have hammer, spear, Prideful, lust, and if you have a Kyrian, here, this boss is going to get deleted. Go up this way. There's going to be a couple of inspired up here. One of these guys is inspired. Grab this. Pull all of this. And this pack, you're going to want to kill at the same time because that'll spawn Prideful. If you kill one, Prideful is going to spawn. So you want to get all 3 of them at the same time. I personally like grabbing the hammer and using it on this trash pack, on the name mob, the Narzuda. And then you'll have Prideful, pop cooldowns, delete this trash pack. It is tyrannical, so it won't be as difficult. Also, you can use the orb here on this trash pack. Grab the spear here, hold it. Alright, then you have this pack here, ignore this pat. Grab these, this, and then the boss. You have a spear here, use one spear on this boss. grab this orb, go up, and then just watch your Inspireds. CC the Inspireds because you have things you have to interrupt. Then go around, you'll get a Prideful after the Pat. Pull this first, then this, then the Pat. Pat will spawn Prideful. For you to go here, then here. Then you have the Gauntlet. Here, here, and here. Then the boss. Save the Spear and save Bloodlust. You want to use the Spear and Bloodlust on the last boss, on Tyrannical. He's a very long fight. And you're always going to be down a DPS because of the way the boss mechanics work. Alright, and then Theater of Pain. You're going to want to get a Stealth Pot. Stealth past this. Grab this. Bloodlust the first boss. Drop down, go up. First, grab all but 4 ghosts. There's 9 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm sorry, 8 ghosts. There's 8 ghosts. Skip this one. Skip these 4. 2 of them will be inspired. Come back this way, pull them in here, AoE them down, kill them. You should have 8.49% at this point. Come across this way, 1 is inspired here and here. Kill these, you'll get your Prideful. Come down, get these. You'll still have some Prideful for this. Get these down. And then Gore Chop here. I would Bloodlust here. Alright, then come back this way. Still skip these ghosts. They're skirtable. But as a monk, I ring a piece them over. And then cut across this way. Grab this. Go right. I CC this here because that's inspired, as you saw in the video. So I go ahead and CC this enemy. And pull these 2 back. Kill them so you can interrupt. Then kill this. Then I go left. Get these 2. Now, if you don't pull any ghosts at all, doesn't matter what order you kill these in. You kill them in what your group is the most comfortable with. I personally think the Magus should go first, and then Soulbinder, and then the Dark Speaker. Now, if you do kill any ghosts, you'll have to kill them all at the same time because Prideful's going to pop up. Sometimes you will have Lust back up for this. Depends on any deaths or runbacks. But Lust if it's up. You're going to cut across this way, down here. You'll have a Prideful here, 1 inspired mob here. Just burn it down. You don't need to CC it because you'll have Prideful. Come across this way. No Lust, no Prideful for the boss. Come back up. Grab this pack. Then go back to Mordretha, and you'll have Lust and Prideful for Mordretha. Thank you everyone for watching. Please make sure you like and subscribe, and leave a comment on how these affixes are working for you. Thank you very much, and see you on the next one.